Hi YouTube, how's it going? I'm Ryno,
I'm Bobby.
and today we're going to be reviewing Mad Max Fury Road. We actually just got back from the theater, and I loved it. I mean,
It was good. It was real good.
yeah,
It was real good.
I'm a big fan of the original trilogy, and so I had high expectations going into this movie, and it blew all of those out of the water.
And I've never seen the original trilogy. I've seen the first one. I watched the first one this week for the first time. So I'm kind of new to the whole experience, and I figure that's kind of half of the viewership. Is we got half who are going to have seen it before, and then a lot of people who've never seen it at all. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's fully true, because it's like a 30-year-old movie now.
Yeah, it could be a lot more people in my boat who haven't seen any of them before.
Right.
And I think from that perspective, like, I wasn't missing anything. The movie is designed to where you can go into it. You can go into it as a fan of Mad Max, or I think you could go to it someone like me who has never seen any of them before.
Yeah, I think the thing that sets this movie apart from other movies is it kicks off right in the beginning. I mean, you're thrust into this world, and you're made to believe that all this stuff is real. All this stuff is happening, and it's full throttle the entire time. I mean, I never, like, sat back in my chair. I was always up front and just reacting to every single explosion. I mean, it's action-packed.
So, as a fan of the series, does Mad Max Fury Road, does it hold up?
Yes, it completely holds up. It's my favorite now. Out of all four, I think this is definitely my favorite. I mean, this is, I just saw it for the first time. I've seen the other ones a bunch of times, so I think I need to, like, get into it a little bit more. I think I need to see it a couple more times before I can really form where I'm going with it, but I loved it. And
it's hard. It's hard to, like, not be a prisoner in the moment, especially with a movie like with Mad Max Fury Road. Like, after just seeing it, like, the adrenaline, it's pumping it's like 2 hours, and you get kind of little breathers where you get some some story depth, get some emotion in there, and really drives the narration forward. And then it's just a lot of action. It's really intense, and I was actually, like, I was getting anxiety watching it. I was, like, scared for some of the characters, and
yeah, it is just testosterone building. I mean, you're in there and you're ready to go out, you're ready to drive, you're ready to kick some ass. You're like, this movie gets you pumped up, and I think that it's rare these days to find a movie that can actually hit those kind of emotional points. And this movie did it tenfold. I mean, it was, my gosh, I'm still, like, jittery from it because it, like, left me nervous.
So is there anything you didn't like about it? I mean, kind of hitting. I mean, we're really
hitting a lot of high points.
Yeah.
Man.
And before we get to that, actually, one thing I really liked, and I'm gonna forget it if we don't talk about it, the music. Do we know who did the score for the movie?
I don't know.
We gotta look that up because
yeah,
they killed it. They killed it.
I mean, even from those first trailers, they had that kind of, like, classical kind of vibe to the music that was, like, really building and really powerful with huge drum beats. And I mean, they had people with drums and and a guy with a huge guitar shooting flames out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how you think about that kind of stuff, but it was incredible. Like, it's everything that the trailers promised to be and more than that. I mean, you have, like, it kicks off with, like, one long running shot of just Max just running through this entire area, being chased by these guys, and it's just, like, it's nonstop. It just grabs you. And, I mean, it was awesome. It
does, and it moves really fast. And we start off the movie, and you're in the middle of the action, and you end the movie, and you're in the middle of the action. And in the middle of it, I mean, there's a lot more action. And I feel like it's getting very positive reviews right now, and I feel like some of that might come down a little bit from where we're at. But I think, like, a lot of people just, they see it and they, like, accept it. And I think it's a world that's really well developed, and you can really put yourself in there and get immersed into the whole thing. So
yeah, I mean, the entire movie, Max is just talking about how the world is fire, the world has gone to chaos, it's craziness, and you can see that with the movie. All elements of this movie point to that. It is ridiculous. Like, and I don't know how he sold that to be an okay thing, but you are so bought into it. Like, you want this to be real life. Like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
So back to the things we didn't like. Is there anything you can think of that you were like, while you're watching this, like, immediate reaction, like, I don't know if I'm into this?
I don't think there was anything that necessarily, like, brought it down for me. I think I was taken out of it a little bit because it felt like there were certain points that I thought, like, oh, it's gonna end here. and then it would keep going. And I think that there was like
Mhm.
3 different points of that where I was like, oh wow, the movie's over, like it's gonna end on, kind of a cliffhanger, but it just goes, like it doesn't stop until the very end, and it's got to be like 2.5 hours long or something.
I think it came in a little over 2 hours. And It's
Okay.
hard to tell when you're at the theater and you have all the trailers beforehand.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think it came in a little over 2 hours is what we're sitting at. And the one cool thing about it, and with a lot of movies, like I wasn't checking my phone to see how long we were in there. Like
No.
you can't. It forces you to watch.
Yeah,
at
you're
all
there,
times.
like you don't know what to do with your hands. You're just
Mhm.
watching and reacting to everything,
Yeah.
and you don't have time. I mean, it's basically Tom Hardy kicking ass the entire time, and Charlize Theron was nuts. I mean,
She was
she was more badass, I think.
And what's the name of the guy who plays Beast in the?
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult. Sorry, Nicholas Hoult. But yeah, he was really good too. And like I said before, I thought he was gonna play a more minor role, and so I mean I don't want to give anything away, but
Yeah, and there was just so many interesting like bad guys. I mean, it felt like I was watching like Skull Kid and the Lost Boys run after Tom Hardy for like 2.5 hours,
Yeah,
and everything made sense. Like everything was like, yeah, you got to go kick that guy's ass.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna let him get away.
yeah. I think some of the negatives for me, and I'm really nitpicking here. I really liked it, and it was really good. Is that I just feel like some of the emotional points that were like kind of supposed to hit, I don't know if they hit as hard for me as like I thought they should have. Well, I don't want to get into it. Like, I don't want to spoil anything right now, but there is there's a lot of a lot of action highs, and you hit a lot of it, and it's full adrenaline, and then you kind of get brought down into these more emotional scenes, and I think because I'm still like on edge, but like I said, I was anxious, and there's very few things that I watched, outside of like Breaking Bad in the last season where I'm watching it and like I'm literally uncomfortable.
Your heart's just running.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great shots.
Oh my gosh, the cinematography was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes from very, very yellow. The entire color palette is just full yellow to nighttime being completely blue, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anything like colored that well before. Like it was just, it fully immersed you.
And I without giving anything away again, but you'll know it when you see it. But when they come into the sandstorm, like the sandstorm scene,
Oh yeah.
it's probably
even the trailer.
It's probably the coolest scene in the whole movie. It's my favorite scene, I think. And it just with the shots, and a lot of it kind of like goes to black and white, and it's just I don't know. It's just even in the beginning shot, there's just narration, and you're just looking at Max's back, and it's really cool.
Yeah, so. It is. And I think that there was some points where I was thinking, maybe this is going to go like a Fast and Furious route. Maybe it's going to just build explosions, and after a while you're just kind of sitting back like, all right, like where's the character stuff? Where's, how am I going to get more intrigued by more explosions?
Yeah.
But there's a point when everything just blows the F up.
Yeah.
And you lose it. And it's like 2/3 of like done with the movie. Like all the way up until this point there was just
this isn't Transformers. This isn't isn't Bay just
and a lot of it is
up.
practical. There's so much practical.
Watching a lot of stuff beforehand, it was a lot of practical effects, and you can tell everything looks so real.
Yeah.
And which is crazy because this world is just insane.
Yeah.
But everything looks like that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of how it brings you in.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest parts for me was that chase scene or whatever, because you can feel like it feels like Miller, who is a 70-year-old man, is running after Tom Hardy with his camera and just shaking all over the place, and you get so into it because it feels like you're running with him.
Yeah.
And all those parts they blow you away.
So let's bring the non-spoiler review to an end. What do you think? Worth the price of admission or not?
It is definitely worth the price of admission. I mean, we're both college kids. We don't have like money to throw around, which I think is important, and I think it makes a lot of sense saying that I'm willing to spend $10-12 to go see this movie.
Yeah.
And I'd see it 4 more times.
Yeah. I don't know who's out there watching this that is this isn't a cliffhanger, we're not misleading you, this is what we think, there's no surprise, worth the price of admission. I'm not saying anything that, I was not misleading you here.
I mean, we are getting paid.
Oh, yeah, a lot of money.
Right, by Warner Bros.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Yeah. just leave this here. Just hanging out with Max. But yeah, worth the price of admission, like 100%. And we didn't have it in IMAX here, but I don't know if it's available. I gotta think that's gonna be available in IMAX, or it is available in IMAX somewhere.
Doesn't say
on
IMAX,
here.
So
if it is, go see it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Like do it. We didn't see it in 3D. We saw it in standard.
I would take a trek to see it in IMAX.
Yeah,
I would go to the ends of the earth to see this movie in IMAX because, I mean, as much as I was drawn in, I think IMAX draws you in just that much more, and a movie like that on a humongous screen would just be...
This is a movie that you have to experience in theaters.
Yeah.
You're watching it in your living room or on your laptop, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
So
the hardest part during the whole movie is not to just stand up, start kicking around, and, like, yelling.
Yeah.
Because it gets you amped.
And be careful when you drive home, because you're going to want to put the pedal down and just rage. So,
right.
But anyways, that concludes the review for today. So go out, check Mad Max out. Seriously.
Yep. Thank you guys, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.